Steve Addington. And Steve, how does it feel to win the 2010 NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race?
Feels great. It feels great for the team. It feels great for Penske Racing. This is a big win for us from where we are as a race team. So I think that it feels confidence in us as a race team and what we have going on and going forward from here on trying some different things on the race car.
Okay, let's take some questions for Steve Addington. We've got a couple here. Let's go here with Jim Utter, and then we'll go to Mike, and then Ken. Go ahead, Jim.
Jim Utter, Charles Observer. Steve, everybody seemed to have the general expectation that the last 10 laps were going to be wild, and they certainly lived up to their promise. Was the key with this idea that only 3 flag laps counted? Did you have to get up front as quick as possible to try to stay away from everything that was going to erupt?
I think so. I think that everything that happened, we were in the right position to make the move to get around it, and it's like the sea parted for us there when the 18 and 11 got together, or whatever happened there. I didn't see the whole incident, but it opened up for us, and when we drove off in the corner there, I couldn't see anything in 1 and 2, and the spotter was yelling 2 outside, and I was trying to figure out if we had messed up getting in the corner or something, and the guys had called us. So, and when he came out from behind the buildings, he was past the 18 and underneath the 11 for the lead. So that was everything happened. It was really key to get out there, and we made big adjustments right there on that 10-minute break to make that happen for Kurt to be able to be that fast at the beginning of the run.
Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Mike, FrontStretch.com. You just mentioned the 10-minute break. Kurt gave us a little bit of an overview of what you changed, but I know you crew chiefs don't always tell the driver when you do. Can you give us a little bit of a litany of what all you changed during that 10-minute period?
We changed a good bit. It was shock adjustments and some bump stop adjustments. And just kind of we got off when we got on the 2-tire seat. Our car wasn't very good on 2 tires, and we tried to adjust for what we thought the car was going to do, and it got really tight. So when we came in and I put the window net down and started talking to him, he was pretty frustrated about losing the race car, the handle on the race car. And talked to him, and I said, well, we'll make big adjustments. And I went back to some stuff that we did in practice, and that's what we did. We made some changes towards that direction with the car, like we did in practice, and it came alive.
Kenny, go ahead.
Yeah, Steve, Kenny Bruce with SingDaily.com. If a driver gets into the wall like that early, he's not in here, so is that driver error, or was the car not set up?
Well, I think that's the balance of the car was off at that point, and he got a little frustrated, and that he has the right to do so. And I think that he was just pushing it to see how far he could, and we were running the high line was good for us tonight. So that's what we at the end of a run. So he was up there next to the wall, and you can't make any kind of mistake when you run that close at the top. So he made a little mistake and got into the fence. And these cars are pretty tough. That foam in the right side takes a pretty good lick.
One other thing, you said that when you first came in that this really helped Bill's team confidence. Where did you feel like you guys were at as far as mentally and everything coming into this weekend? I mean, you had a win, but did you feel like you were where you needed to be?
Well, no. I just answered that question with Marty outside. That it was. I do not think that with the inconsistency that we have had up to this point, we ran really good, but we've been pretty inconsistent. We either are feast or famine, and it's been, top 5, or we've been 18th to 20th, and that's not what wins championships. It's being consistent, and that's what we've got to get in our race cars. And the big thing is bringing the same chassis style that we run good on every single week. So we've just got to get those cars built and implemented in the system so we can bring it every week. And we do not need to change anything till we get more consistent with our finishes and how we run at the racetrack.
Let's take a question from the press box, and then we'll come back downstairs. Go ahead, press box.
Yes, this is Don Cullen with Morris News Service. 2 quick questions. Was the car hurt at all by the 2 brushes with the wall? Number 1. And number 2, were you able to try some things with the car? Were you able to use some tricked up, some setups that you normally wouldn't have the nerve to do in a points race? Were you able to do that tonight?
Well, to answer your second question first, we came here with a different package than what we've been running, because if you look back, we started the Dover race really fast. We were one of the fastest cars on the racetrack in Dover, and I felt like that we lost the handle of the car a little bit during the race. And it's like when the racetrack rubbers up, we get behind. And that's why we came totally different to this race to try to learn for the 600, because it's going to be a long race, and the racetrack's going to get rubbered up and get slick and things like that. So we came with a totally different package that we came with. We called it like a little bit of a science project, and it was pretty good in practice, and he was happy with it. But I think that he was totally happy with the car most of the weekend, other than when we got on 2 tires. And to answer you on the damage of how bad it was just scraped the side. The toe was the same as what we said it before the race, and so we didn't feel like it was hurt that bad. We just got it pulled back out to clear tires and went on.
Other questions in the press box?
Dave Ryan, USA Today. Steve, we've heard you and others at Penske say that you guys feel like Kurt Busch is underrated. A victory like this and this kind of marquee event where he staves out the dominant car driver, Jimmy Johnson, do you think he'll get more credit now as a driver? And why do you think he's a little bit underrated?
I don't know. I don't think he's as flamboyant as some people, as far as just out grabbing media attention. I think he's I think that's one of the reasons that me and him get along so great, and it's working really well. Is we're here to work on race cars, and that's what we're here for, to try to win races week in, week out, and we do that, and we get back behind the scenes. We're in the lounge 2 or 3 hours after practice talking, and he has taught me a lot of how to respect a driver that is just truly focused on what the team and what cars he's driving, that he wants to just focus on that and work on that and make this program better. He's worried about the two car only, and the talent that guy's got is unbelievable. And I hope that we can win enough races to where he does get the respect that he deserves.
Anything else in the press box before we come back?
We're clear, Gary.
Thank you. Let's come downstairs. Mike Embry had a question, and then we'll go to David Duke. Go ahead.
Mike Embry, SpeedTV.com. Steve, so is it fair to say that none of the pretty big changes you made during the long break there are related to him getting into the wall at all? That had no impact on that?
No, he was a little frustrated, like I said, when he came down for the break. We just made some adjustments. Like I got down beside the car and talked to him about what he was needing in the race car and what had changed. And the only thing that changed is doing the 2-tire seat. They killed our race car and made it really tight. So we talked about what we were going to do. We were going to put 4 tires on, and we made some pretty significant adjustments there as far as the handling packages, and he thought it really brought the car to life. So I don't know kind of what you're asking there, but I think that it's what we talked about. We just made changes like we would in practice and had time to do it on that.